Okay, the topic of today's office hours, we're going to do a website critique of foxyflytravel.com.au, which is an online store that Marin and Jess have created to cater to the travel accessories industry in Australia. Okay. So here's her site. It's called Foxyfly Travel. And I thought I'd just talk about some of the good things that I saw right off the bat. I really like the logo. The design of her website is very clean, and overall it's a very nice looking site. Marin is specifically targeting the Australian market only at this time. And if you take a look at some of her keywords travel pillow gets about 33 clicks per day, assuming the top spot. And the competition looks very weak and practically non-existent in Australia. Neck pillow gets about 22 clicks per day. Luggage scales gets about 14 clicks per day. And then the overall niche travel accessories gets about 50 clicks per day. And the good thing is all the keywords in Australia, which is her target market, has very low competition. And so it shouldn't be that much trouble at all to get her keywords ranking in search. Okay, so overall, for markets that are outside the US, the search numbers tend to be lower, but overall, her keywords in aggregate should provide her with some decent income, especially since it'll be fairly easy for her to rank in search in Australia. Okay, and one of the questions that I've been getting a lot lately from some of the newer students, and especially the ones who are outside of the US, they're worried about the number of clicks and the numbers that they're getting from Market Samurai or the Google keyword tool. And in general, that's true. There's a lot less search volume for countries outside the US. And as a result, you might need to carry a greater depth of products if the searches aren't there. And if you choose a bunch of different product categories, in aggregate, you should be able to find a nice niche and make a decent income. And the key thing to keep in mind here is that the competition in some of the smaller markets is much less. So you can easily rank in the top, and you should get the majority of the traffic for the searches in your particular country. Okay. And the other thing to keep in mind is that search traffic from keywords usually only amounts to about 15 to 35% of sales for most shops out there. And what I'm talking about are the targeted keywords. The long tail keywords will represent a lot more of that other traffic, as well as sales coming from word of mouth, social media, and other advertising platforms. So just keep in mind that search traffic, it tends to be only a portion of the overall sales that your online store is going to make. Okay, so don't get discouraged. Okay, so I thought I'd just talk about some of the first impressions I had from Foxyfly Travel. And I already said it's a nice and clean website. And overall, from a trustworthiness standpoint, I would probably buy from this store because it looks nice. Navigation is intuitive. All the right buttons are in the right places. Shopping cart, checkout, all the navigation, the products on the left-hand column, which is something that I like. Very easy to navigate her site. So I would definitely buy from here. But the one thing that I had problems getting over is what was so special about these travel pillows. Now, why wouldn't I just go to a department store and pick up one of these, or why don't I just go to the airport and pick up one of these at one of the airport stores? Is there any specific reason I should be buying these online, and specifically from Foxyfly Travel? In general, I like what she tried to do with the unique value propositions here along the horizontal line. So she has the largest range of memory foam travel pillows, good customer service, satisfaction guaranteed, and free delivery. Those are pretty good value propositions, but they don't really stand out to me that much in terms of her specific products. What I really want to know is why her pillows are awesome. Because right now, it seems that the majority of her store is focused on these travel pillows. So I really want to know what's special about those pillows specifically. Okay, and the reason is because they are offered in the department stores. If I couldn't find them in brick and mortar stores, I probably wouldn't be asking this question. Some other observations that I had, some of the photos are a bit small, and it would be nice to actually see these pillows in context. Maybe have a picture of a human with it on, looking very comfortable as they travel. So if possible, if you can get some sort of human model for the cover photo, that would make a pretty big difference. And the other thing that kind of confused me as I was trying to shop on your site was I couldn't really easily discern the differences between the different shapes of the travel pillows on the site. And in general, you have a whole bunch of different models of travel pillows, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference from just the photos and the descriptions. The number one question I kept asking myself as I was shopping for one of these pillows was, how do I know which shape to buy if I were to actually buy one of these pillows? Okay. And once again, I like your unique value propositions on the top, but again, travel neck pillows are a dime a dozen, at least they are in the US. And I really need to know why yours are special. Specifically, why do I need to buy from you? You need to change your value proposition to answer this question. Here are some of the things that I came up with on my own, just kind of after looking at some of your products and product descriptions. One of your value propositions is high density memory foam and conforms to your exact neck shape, so there's no fitting problems. You have a model that offers extra back of the neck support. You have a removable velour cover that's really soft and easy to wash, so you don't have to just throw the whole thing in the wash. You can just wash the cover. And what's really good about what you sell is you have a different model for different neck sizes and shapes, it seems. So you can find exactly what fits you best. Okay. The other thing that I just noticed with the header design, overall the header looks really good, and I already said that I like the logo, but I would add a phone number and your store hours in the header as well. And in terms of these links that you have, I would also include the contact us and the info fac and maybe even the shipping returns links somewhere accessible because customers are going to look for these things first. Okay, but overall the header and everything else looks pretty good. Okay, so I took the time to put together a quick mock-up of what I was talking about in terms of expressing your unique value proposition. You don't actually have to take what I've done, but this is just an idea of what I came up with. Okay, so I took your memory foam travel pillows category page. I just found some generic neck pillow picture online, and this is what I meant by having some sort of human model using your pillows, and then you could just annotate your unique value propositions, to the left and right of them. That way your products actually stand out. It's a much larger picture, and it's pretty obvious why someone should buy from you. So I just made all this stuff up, but I said space age memory foam ensures a snug fit, removable velour cover, all the things that you've specified in your product descriptions. I kind of blown up and added these bullet points here to make sure that a customer knows what's unique about your product as soon as they land on your page. Okay, and once again, this is just a suggestion, but I think it was like a nice touch because all your pictures are kind of small. It's nice to just blow one of these guys up and then really tell the customer why they should buy from you. Okay. And in terms of your category pages, I had a few comments here. One thing that I noticed is that you have 4 different types of travel pillows. And it's really hard to discern what the difference is. I mean, you have Snuggly, you have High Top, you have Fortune Cookie, and you have Supersized. You really need some more verbiage that adequately describes the differences of these. And you really need larger pictures, and preferably in context, because you have a lot of text here. But it's just too much in a big block. A customer is not very likely to read this text because it's small and there's so much of it. What you really need to do is you need to add succinct bullet points, similar to kind of what I did here, except for each of the different product categories so that a customer knows what to buy. And one thing I noticed was, you had some categories here like luggage tags, which said coming soon. In general, if you have a category that's coming soon, you don't even want to include it on your store. So I would just stick with memory foam travel pillows and luggage scales for now. Okay. So just an example of, let me click on the Snuggly line of foam travel pillows here. In bullet points, you might want to include, it's the most form-fitting pillow that you carry. For those who want a tight fit without having a bulky pillow. And it's mainly, the most important thing about these Snuggly pillows is that they're designed with people with smaller necks. Similarly, you have a product category called High Top, which has a raised ridge that gives the back of the neck extra support. And what's important here is it's designed for people with longer necks who prefer sleeping upright, as opposed to the Snuggly line, which people like to sleep with their heads slightly tilted. Okay. And in general, after looking at some of your product photos, product pages, all the product pages that you have look pretty good. You have nice large photos. You have multiple photos, which gives a customer an adequate description of what they're buying. You have pretty good product descriptions and nice alternative photos. And what I like is you have a nice prominent add to cart button. So overall, I think you did a pretty good job with your product pages. I have no other comments on what to change on those pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and add one of these guys to the cart. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and check the shopping cart here. And I don't know if you notice here, but this picture is taking a long time to load, or it took a long time to load. This secured by 256-bit SSL encryption is that photo in itself is just way too large and takes a long time to load. A photo of this size should be more like between 5K and 15K in size, but instead if you look at this photo, it's almost 100K. And this is kind of bogging down the loading time of this particular page, which a customer is going to see fairly often. Okay. The other comment I had on this shipping page was, I tried to get a shipping estimate here for Australia, but every time I hit the Get Quotes button, it didn't return me anything. So I'm not sure if this functionality is broken or whether you need to add something in order for it to give accurate shipping quotes, but right now this functionality isn't working. And if that was your intention to get it to work, I would fix it or I would just remove it altogether. Okay. Otherwise, the shopping cart page for your site looks pretty good, and you have a nice use of photos, for your nice use of these photos here to make a customer feel secure about checking out on your site. Okay, because you show that you have satisfaction guaranteed and you show that everything is encrypted. Okay, so once I inserted something in my cart, the next logical step is to check out. And so I'm hitting the checkout button here, and here's the problem right away. I noticed that your site is not secure. So what this means is you are not using SSL despite the fact that you say everything is secure, and it's just really bad. What it means is that if a customer is entering in their credit card, it's going to be transmitted completely unencrypted and anyone can sneak in and grab these credit card numbers in transit. So what you want to do first and foremost, and this is very important, is you want to ensure that SSL is enabled on your cart, and you want to make sure that you actually have an SSL cert. I'm not sure if you actually installed one. Okay. The other thing that I tried to do was go through checkout, and I had this problem, which I'll show you right now. Let me just go through a mock checkout here. So I just found any old Australian address here. Let's see. Just to demonstrate. I wasn't sure what region it was in, but I don't think it should matter here. And when I hit continue, I get this message that says no shipping options are available. Please contact us for assistance. I tried a whole bunch of legal Australian addresses, and I got this message each time. So it appears, at least to me, that your checkout is broken right now. So you want to make sure that you look at it, and even more importantly, you want to make sure that your thing is encrypted. Okay. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about SEO. Overall, you did a pretty good job with SEO. So you've included all of your keywords in your title tags here. One comment I had on your front page is you have Foxy Fly Travel as a keyword in the beginning of your title tag. In general, you want to include your keywords first and then include your store name last, because the front part of your title tag is what will get preference in the search results. Okay. And one other thing that I noticed that was really funny, and I'm just going to see if I can do a demonstration here. If I type Foxy Fly Travel into Google, I get this weird looking URL, rev15.sistis. I think you brought this up in the forums, but this is definitely not the URL that you want indexed in Google. And the way you fix this, and let me see if I can drag this over here. The way you want to fix this is you want to, in your HT access file, you want to add the following line. You want to add redirect 301 / and then to the real URL that you want to redirect to, which is foxyflytravel.com.au. Otherwise, Google might end up treating that URL that's already in the search results as your real URL, and that's definitely not what you want. You want to consolidate all your link juice to your main URL. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at some of your category pages now in terms of SEO. So for your memory foam travel pillow, I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me see if I can move this down a little bit. Okay, so the keywords in your title tag that you have is memory foam travel pillows, travel neck pillow, travel rest pillow, travel pillow. Now, all those keywords stuffed in the title tag, that is considered borderline keyword stuffing. I would not do this because it looks like that you're trying to stuff your keywords in your title tag, and Google might look upon that negatively. So instead of all of those, instead of trying to shove all those keywords in different keyword phrases, I would just go with memory foam travel pillows with neck support or something like that. Covers all of your keywords and it accurately describes what you're trying to sell. And likewise, I noticed that you did these things, the same keyword stuffing with all your subcategories. And overall, I would do the same things with those as well. But otherwise, I took a look at your meta descriptions. They look great. And all of your URLs look great too. You inserted all the keywords correctly within the URL. So good job with that. Overall, I looked at your products as well. Did a good job with that. Your title tag looks good. Your meta descriptions look good. Everything looks good in terms of your products as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about mobile. Let's see if I can bring your site back up here. Okay, so overall, I'm not telling all the students to be aware of mobile in terms of cell phones just yet, but it is very important that your site looks good on tablets because a large percentage of people are shopping on their tablets. More people are buying tablets than laptops these days. And right now your site looks funny on both tablets and cell phones. And what's ironic about all this is that your site actually looks better on a cell phone than it does on a tablet. Because on a tablet, the arrangement of your site is a little bit awkward and it needs to be addressed. So let me see if I can show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So this is approximately what a tablet looks like. And as you can see here, everything has gotten pushed down and the layout of all of your buttons and that sort of thing is kind of in an awkward position. And what you want to do is you want to just muck with your CSS a little bit to kind of fix this. As you can see, you have a huge white space here that needs to be addressed. And if you shrink even further, this is kind of what it looks like on a cell phone, which isn't so bad actually. It looks pretty good. But on a cell phone, I would actually remove all these pictures here because that's what's making your site look a little bit awkward. Okay, and once again, there's a bunch of tablet simulators out there. I'm not sure if you need to actually even go to any of those. You can just take your browser window and just make it larger or smaller to emulate what it looks like on a tablet or a cell phone. Okay, next thing I tried was your OnSite Search. And one of the most logical keyword terms to look for or to type in would be the word pillow. But when I do a search for pillow, nothing shows up. Likewise, when I tried travel, I didn't get anything either. So clearly your on-site search is a little broken, and it's just a matter of inserting the keywords next to your products so that they will actually show up in your on-site search. I would go and fix this. It should be a really quick fix. Okay, and just a couple of miscellaneous comments that just kind of came to mind. A couple things you need to emphasize. You need to emphasize why your memory foam pillows are superior. I'm imagining that one of your value propositions is the memory foam itself. So you kind of want to go through why memory foam is so special for those people who don't know about it. And what I was kind of envisioning for your site, since when someone's going on your site, they naturally want to know which model of travel pillow to buy. I would actually go and put up some sort of chart that is organized by your neck type. So are you an upright sleeper? Do you sleep to the side? Do you like to sleep with your head forward? And based on that, you can click and then get recommendations that way. Okay. And also, I think some of your other differentiating factors were the length of your neck and that sort of thing. So it would help maybe to just have some sort of product grid for the different type of sleepers that you have, and depending on what length your neck might be. Help the customer decide because they're not going to read all your verbiage and really know what to get. Okay. But overall, I think your niche is actually a pretty good one. You did a pretty good job with on-site SEO. Your site looks nice and clean and very professional. You just need a couple of tweaks in the presentation of your products and some changes for tablets and that sort of thing. But overall, I think you did a pretty good job, and just wanted to wish you good luck. And that's pretty much all I had for today. I'll now join you guys on the text-based chat, and we can talk about it.